Dismantling and cleaning a laptop can be nerve-wracking for beginners, but it is essential for maintaining the performance and extending the lifespan of your device. Today, I'm going to show you how to fully clean a laptop, step by step. You'll learn how to safely dismantle a laptop, see a few examples of the internal layout and connection of components, and find out where you need to focus your cleaning efforts. As a quick disclaimer, this is a general guide for beginners. Every laptop has a different layout, and you should have a tutorial or user guide backing you up, unless you're like me and like giving yourself a headache. Also, keep in mind, opening a laptop is very likely to void your warranty. So, before you pick up a driver and go to town, make sure you're either out of warranty or just the type of person to live life on the edge. We're gonna need some supplies to start. First, foremost, and most important, you need a screwdriver set and shims. For quality sets, I recommend checking out iFixit's website. You probably only need a small set. I'm not one to brag, but mine's pretty big. I recommend the Essential Electronics Toolkit. And if you're on a budget, you can buy a refurbished toolkit for almost half the price. Second, we're gonna need some compressed air. As fun as it might seem to huff this stuff, we will use compressed air only to blow dust out of the radiators and heat sinks. Just make sure you don't tilt the can too severely, or this happens. You can also use an electric dust blower if you've got one, or want to spend the extra cash. Third, we're going to need either a screen cleaning solution or distilled water. We're going to be using this to clean our screen. You might think you're being sly by using tap water. You're not. Tap water has minerals and debris in it that can leave streaks or scratches on your screen. Also, you might be tempted to use isopropyl alcohol. Do not. Alcohol is a solvent and can damage many screen coatings, plastics, and finishes. Of course, this depends on so many factors, but for the sake of this general tutorial, only use distilled water or a specialized screen cleaning solution. Lastly, we're going to need a few clean microfiber cloths for intense wiping action, a few cotton swabs for swabbing, and one last thing. You also need a desk. Neat. I have 3 different laptops here to give us a bit of a demonstration range. The first is a low-end garbage tier laptop that got me through college. That's right, gentlemen. I have a degree. The next is a mid-range laptop. Then I have a very old high-end laptop. I'll be showing off the different layouts of these laptops somewhere inside this video, but we're mainly going to focus on the mid-range laptop because it's going to be the easiest to take apart and the easiest to understand. Let's jump into it. The first thing we want to do is to make sure that the laptop is powered down and unplugged. We also want to remove the battery if we can. This laptop has an internal battery, so we can't do that. As we are taking apart the laptop, we want to keep track of which screws go into which holes and place those screws somewhere safe so we don't lose any. You might notice a lot of missing screws. That is because I am a fool. Now that all the screws are removed, we can separate the panels. We just want to put a shim or prying tool into the edge lip, lift up until we hear a pop. There we go. And then we can run the shim along the length and open it up. But we need to be very gentle when separating the panels. This is because we're going to have to deal with these flat cables called ribbon cables. These often connect components on one side of the case to the other side of the case. So we're going to have to unplug them to progress. To properly unplug these, gently lift up on this black section here and lift the cable up and out. To reattach, place the cable back into the slot, making sure it's evenly seated, and gently press down on the black bar until it locks into place. Now we have the laptop opened up a bit more to where we can actually clean it. But first, let's take a tour of the laptop's components. We got the battery. We have the wireless NIC card. We have the M.2. We have the keyboard connection. We have our RAMs. I think these are DDR4s. And then we have our fans. As you can see, all these layouts differ, but they rhyme. Let's focus back in on the cleaning though. This one is considerably more dusty. Now, it's a good idea to use compressed air and blow away any dust you see, but we really want to focus on the fans and heatsink radiators. If these are packed with dust, our laptop will overheat, negatively impacting performance and, over time, causing damage. We want to focus on the fans first. Remove the fan from its seating and hold the moving part of the fan steady, and use air to dislodge any dust off of the blades. The radiator is this grid structure here. Heat travels to the radiator from these hollow copper tubes called heat pipes. The fan blows away any extra heat. Since this is how our computer cools down, we want to make sure it is entirely dust-free. Alright, not too bad in here, it just needs some gentle attention. With the fans and radiator clean, we can now reassemble the laptop. We want to double check to make sure that everything is connected before we start to seal it up.
Alrighty, go through the checklist again. Battery, check. Wireless NIC, check. RAM, check. Keyboard, check. Display, check. Weird power thing, check. Both fans, check. Everything seems to be connected on up.
And again, be gentle. If you have to use force, then you're doing it wrong. Take a moment to power on the laptop and test it. If anything doesn't work, the keyboard, the trackpad, the power button, etc., it's likely that it's not connected properly. But now that we've got the hardest part out of the way, we now have the easy part, cleaning the peripherals. So again, before you start, make sure that your laptop is powered down. The keyboard is the cesspit of your laptop, where Cheeto dust and all things ungodly congregate. So we're going to clean it first. Hit that bad boy with air to start and pay special attention to underneath the keys. Filth and villainy tends to hide in the shadows. Now prepare a mix of distilled water and a tiny bit of soap. Wet and wring out a microfiber cloth and gently wipe the keys in a continuous, straight motion. Then do another pass with a dry corner of the cloth. For tight corners and places where the sun don't shine, we're going to use cotton swabs. Slightly dampen them with the soapy mixture and start going to town. It's a similar process for the case. Wet and wring a microfiber cloth and rub this bad boy down. If there are any stubborn spots, don't be afraid to be a little rough. For the screen, we want to be very careful though. Grab a fresh microfiber cloth, dampen the cloth with distilled water and wring out excess moisture, and gently wipe in a circular motion. If you have a specialized screen cleaner, spray the spray directly onto the cloth, then wipe. Do one more pass with a dry section of the microfiber cloth, and the screen should be pristine. And with that, your laptop is fully clean. Thank you very much for watching. If this video has helped you out, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any video suggestions. Anyway, one last time, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.